Ah, okay, we are live. We are live. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Bits of Tea with your girls, Queen Koni and
Queen Jade. Yeah.
Okay, so do we need to bring this closer so
For
that
what?
you can we
No,
can
I'm
reach
not worried about it.
buttons?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah. We might not want to hit buttons on this episode. Who
Okay,
knows? We're
I don't
gonna
know.
try to figure this out.
Right. So y'all, you know it wouldn't be right without shenanigans. So we were actually like on time, right? We literally had all systems go, like perfectly set up, like, yo, we come in to win. We come in with a purpose. Feel me? And then all of a sudden, you know, as I am hitting go live, we realized that our webcam it was plugged up, but it wasn't like showing us through that camera. It was showing us on the computer's camera. And it was just like, well, hell.
Exactly.
Well, hell.
Well, number one, like I said, it wouldn't be right, like if the shenanigans didn't take place.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
sorry, not sorry. It's just it is what it is.
Right. Before we get into this tea, you guys, shout out to Sound Mind and Body Wellness.
Yes.
Woo!
Yeah, I knew. I knew you wanted that on there.
You guys, for those of you who do not know, we are a holistic wellness practice. We offer therapeutic massage and we specialize in chronic emotional and physical pain,
Yeah.
especially in the neck, back, and sciatica. We know those, we know those areas
Absolutely.
personally, okay?
Yes.
And so we are gifting all of our beautiful new clients 30 minutes on us to come experience our touch. And all you have to do is visit our site.
Yeah, visit the site.
Visit the site. The site is so beautiful.
Yes.
Check out all the things, but grab your gift certificate and then call 727-373-6732 to book your appointment. Again, we are located in the Pinellas Park, St. Petersburg, Tampa Bay area.
Yeah, we take it very serious.
Ooh.
We want to get you back to homeostasis.
Yes.
But we can't care about you more than you. Just saying.
You guys, every time Queen Jade and I, dress up, we love dressing up. It's not even like dressing up. It's just like wearing our clothes, like putting different pieces together and just really just putting it in a way that makes us feel good.
Yeah.
And, so that when we go outside, we're seen. Like we literally do that. And Kimmy always says, why y'all dressing so fancy? Like, what y'all got going on? Like, what y'all doing? It's like, girl, nothing. Like, we just have a show tonight. We just have a show tonight.
And I think it's cute when she's looking at us like in the
Like,
slightest little outfit. And I'm just like, this is just the jeans and a t-shirt. What you mean? Like, you dressed up. Like, I'm like, dang, we're supposed to, just be walking around the house just,
Right. Just basic.
Right? Just basic, whatever.
But no. So tonight, you guys, first of all, thank you so much for hopping on this conversation with us.
Yeah.
We absolutely love these sessions because it's like therapy for us.
Yeah.
We enjoy being able to talk and externally process what we're going through together.
Yes.
Mainly because we are both immersed in all the tools that we have learned, invested to learn to assist us on this journey, like our nervous system and how we process trauma and emotions. That's what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
And so Bits of Tea is our tool. We literally are here for us first and foremost. Like we come to the table with the things that we are actually moving through and then sharing the perspectives and the wisdom and the aha that comes within that talk therapy. Because that's what happens when you want it. When you set the intention to talk about something to figure it out, guess what? You're going to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
you ain't never lying about that.
Right.
We'll figure it out.
We have a really, really amazing, interesting, eye-opening conversation that we're going to have tonight.
Yeah.
And it is a very courageous conversation because when we talk about God and religion, I mean, so many triggers, like so many triggers in the word God itself. So this is a very courageous conversation. However, we've passed it and now we can tell the story and we can give the lessons that we learned.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the dopest part when the perspective actually shifts. And I'm excited because,
in real time.
Yeah. I'm excited because some more is going to happen. Like we're going to continue the conversation and then even more ahas and like more notes and more,
I enjoy it. Like I enjoy like I enjoy this so much.
Yeah.
Regardless of like,
Feels really good.
yeah, like just regardless of, any outcome, period. I can actually just go back
Right.
and watch us
And it's so much
and
fun.
get a perspective and
Right,
crack up at
right,
us. Like,
right,
I get that enjoyment, that fulfillment from that because it continually just listening to the wisdom. I would always say from higher self because I feel like this is
right,
like when we come together in this space,
right.
like
It's no
if
fear.
it's
It's like we're
right
coming to the table raw,
and so
authentic.
authentic and so vulnerable. So
Yeah.
just being able to go back and replay and watch and or just to have it playing in the
Right. It's
background,
comforting.
it really
It
is.
really truly is.
Yeah, so I truly enjoy like every step of this because when we call it our therapy, it truly is our
Yeah.
therapy,
Yeah.
and it allows us to
Absolutely.
be able to. For real, allows me. I always like to say us, because we think so much alike. But I like to allow myself to see my stages of growth through the videos too.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
so it's like,
It's
dang,
it's
like I
so
could
dope.
see
Mhm.
me here, and then all of a sudden, what we call that, we're projecting
Right.
and then it boom, it pops back up. It like we catch
Mhm.
up to it. It's
Right.
kind of like boom, and
It's the
then
quantum leap.
yeah, they catch up to it again.
That's so freaking dope. Cause
We
I remember us being at the old condo
yeah,
and
somebody
with oh hello
yeah.
hello hello.
You can lean back if
Well,
just
right,
get
yeah,
comfortable.
right, exactly. Let me stop
Right.
being. These are new. I love them so much. Yeah, but at our old condo, we were literally role playing on the floor like big ass kids and just having so much fun talking, like just
Yeah.
talking about everything, the work we were doing the work. It's just been an active journey.
Like for sure.
And so we would role play having this type of conversation with others, like, you know, in the
In the
same setting.
yeah, literally
What you was
in the
gonna
living
say?
room. No, in the living room. I was just gonna back you up.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
ad libbing all the time,
in the
but yeah,
living
in
room.
the living room, like
Yeah,
it was so
it
fun.
was, and it was just us two, and
Man,
now we
big
actually
kids.
have like other people tuning in and listening and actually
Yeah.
resonating and like this is the thing. Every time we talk to people in this way, in this expression, this deep and intellectual, everybody always agrees that it feels so good. It feels so good to be able to have
Mm,
courageous, you know, intimate, vulnerable conversations like this, where you
yeah.
could just get straight to the root and really just feel safe and
Mm.
like, yo, I'm not going to be judged. I'm not going to be ridiculed. I'm not going to be made fun of. There's nothing wrong here. It's like I'm giving myself the opportunity to find a solution. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like I'm
Yeah.
giving myself more perspective and like different options,
Mhm.
to
Mhm.
like think about something or a situation.
Mm.
And so this type of talk therapy, that's why integrative
Mm.
talk therapy is so amazing
Mhm.
because of it.
Mhm.
Like you just gain so much clarity and it just makes sense. Things fall into place.
Right. And then like as it's like a bit it's really truly a build because
Yeah, it's a build.
it's like
It's a build.
as we're talking about our, lives and being
Mhm.
vulnerable
Right.
within those same conversations, new ideas and perspectives from that
Mhm.
conversation like broaden even more. It's
Right.
like jewels are just being dropped down, like
Right.
pop, pop, pop.
Continuously.
And it's like, dang, like this is coming to me now. Bom, bom,
Mhm.
bom, bom. So
Right.
I love the real time. So
Right. And what's even more dope about it is that when we are moving through something new, like
mm,
another OTG on another level, like, yo,
yeah.
we go back to like previous material, previous wisdom, and we apply it, and
Mm-hmm.
it's so relevant.
Right.
It's so relevant.
Yo,
Okay,
man,
let's
I
get
just
into
you
it. That
right.
was good.
So
That wasn't even
it's
that's not
just
even
like
what we're talking about tonight,
it's
y'all.
not. It's I feel like this was a like a gratitude moment
Yeah.
between you and I too. You know,
Mhm.
just being thankful and still steering like the path of what feels good and makes us feel happy. Like we
Right.
love to talk.
Right.
Let's quit playing,
You was
and
just
we
talking
love
about
to look at
I'm
each other.
long-winded.
Yeah,
Like,
and
girl,
yeah,
welcome to the party. Like, so am I.
yeah. So,
It's all
all
good.
right.
All right,
Yes,
let's
let's
get
get
into the
into it.
conversation. So, the title of the show is Check Yourself Before You Wreck
Wreck
Yourself:
yourself.
How to Reframe Behaviors, because honestly, guys, it's the behaviors
Mm.
that we are aware of, that we know are no longer serving us, that that's where the work is needing to be done.
Right.
Like, that's where it's at.
Right.
And, a lot of us, we're all of us, none of us are aware that there's even something to change until we're like in the situation to where it needs to change.
Right.
You know what I
Facts.
mean?
Yeah.
And it's the same for everybody. So you can hold grace for yourself. If you're coming to certain awarenesses, it's
Mm.
okay. Like, you could have only gotten to that point just now,
Yeah.
you know? So reframing behaviors, and then, talking about control,
Mm.
connections with God, what
Mm.
that could look like for you and us.
Mhm.
And then again, just all things reframing the behavior. This is where we are right
Yeah.
now, y'all.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Truly.
You want to start us off?
Man, like, where do I begin? You gotta give me a cue, because I'm always like,
I know.
because
Which
there's
part of the
always so
story?
much.
Right.
Yeah, like,
Right.
it's a build, so
Right.
we
It's a
can go
build.
back. Um, because we went
Mhm.
live on
Yeah, Instagram the other day.
Instagram the
Go and
other
check that
day.
out. It was such a great conversation.
Yeah, so it's kind of leading up into
Yeah.
tonight's conversation. So
Right.
to give like,
Control was the first piece.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Why don't you start it out then?
You just said give you a cue, so I said
I
control was the
control the
first.
first
Right, I
piece.
could start. So
Yeah.
so um so basically what we're doing is we're actively doing the work, like I mentioned
Yes.
earlier.
Yes.
And what that looks like practically is breath work, like intentional breath work, like actually creating space and time to perform, you know, minutes upon
Mm.
minutes of time to breathe.
Mhm.
Um I've been doing different things like Akashic readings, sacred journeys, um, just praying again, meditating.
Mm.
Jade has been spending more time in nature and journaling. So we've been doing active, you know, self work on us for the last couple of months now.
Mhm.
And we always come upon like the opportunity to actually like nail the thing, like the it factor, the
Yeah.
thing that's needing to be like broken down, the barrier. We
Yeah.
always face it at some point in the process.
Mhm.
And so just recently the matter of control came up because Jade was expressing how like on this journey of finding yourself in liberation, it is so uncertain. And it is because
Yeah.
everything is
Wow.
unfamiliar.
That's where we're going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything is unfamiliar. And so on this journey, this goes for
Have
all of
so many
us.
conversations.
I'm
It's
telling you, it's
amazing.
a
So
build. It's
that's
a
why I
build.
was
It's a
like,
build.
where do we
Where do we
begin?
start? I
So
got you.
man,
Always.
yeah.
I got you. And I
It's like,
got y'all too.
wow. Wow.
And so, being on this journey of finding yourself and liberation
Mm.
and expansion and transcendence and healing, all the things, it literally is uncertain. You do not know what to expect
Mm.
because you're creating it all. You know what
Right.
I mean? Like, you're literally unlearning all the shit you've learned up
Oof,
until this point. Okay.
it's a
Like,
chore.
you're undoing all the work that's been done over decades.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, you're literally reframing your thoughts, you're reframing your behaviors because who you've been operating as
Mm.
is not you, and you know that deep down in your spirit. You
Right.
know it, you know it, you know it, you know it at the end of the day. Like, how you've been showing up in life is not your true, authentic self.
Right.
Okay? Like, and that's what we are. So, Jade was expressing how, like, on this journey, she feels like she's resistant to it, the flow, because she's in control. She's
Mhm.
still controlling things because you hear it all the time. Like, oh, when you control things, it gets harder. You make it, you make it harder.
Mhm.
X, Y, Z. And yeah, like to some extent, that's true. If you feel control, then control does definitely exist. Like if
Mhm.
that's what you're feeling, it's definitely real in your reality.
Mm.
And so, if you want to interject at any time, please do. So
Oh
yeah, are you
man.
are you ready to hop in?
No, not like I am. I'm going all the way back as you're talking
Okay.
because
I can keep talking till you
yeah,
get
keep
there.
talking. Yeah.
All right. So we got to a point where I asked, like, okay, like I totally understand the aspect of feeling like you're in control. And that's why
Mhm.
the resistance to the flow of the uncertainty is there. Like, I
Mhm.
get that.
Mhm.
So what I asked was, well, what part of your experience or what part of your contribution are you being controlling in?
Okay, boom. Yeah. So
Right.
and you gave me like the two options, and it
Right.
was is it your behavior
Right.
or um is it your thoughts?
Right.
And I
Mhm.
said my thoughts. That's what I said. I said my thoughts.
You said your
I said
behaviors.
no, I said my behaviors. I think we
Yeah.
should change my behaviors first.
But it's the same thing, right? You said your
So
behaviors. That's how
yeah.
you were able to
Yeah, there we
identify
go.
your
Yeah,
own hand in the
my
situation.
behavior.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Your behavior.
Yeah.
And then it was just like in the story you were telling, I was like, "Oh, wow, like it sounds like you're being
Controlled
controlled."
by my thoughts.
Like, yeah, it sounds like you're
Yeah.
being controlled. It doesn't sound like you're in control of anything.
Right.
It doesn't sound cuz I mean, we're not.
Right.
We're really not in control of anything except
Yeah.
our
Our truth.
choices.
Mm.
Would you just want to say your truth? Would
Yeah, well, your truth, your choices, but I was gonna say you're in control of your emotions, your
Yes,
internal.
exactly.
You are in control of that.
Yeah, yourself in that manner.
Mhm.
Yeah, everything else you could just throw it out the window because you're
Yeah.
not in control.
Because you don't
So,
know. You have no idea. So it's just the ebb
mhm,
and flow of things. So
right.
it's really feeling comfortable and getting
Mhm,
to a place of comfort when it comes to the uncertainty, please, for sure.
mhm.
You can
Yeah,
have a plan, a comprehensive idea on how to get
right.
there. Yet at the end of the day, I'm not gonna say do not. I would say steer from being so involved in that thing,
Mhm,
and like this is the only way that it's got to go
right.
and that is it. Like steer clear from those thoughts and those ideas right there, because you just get fixated on it, and because of that fixation it can just dissipate and not go the way you want. This is have the
That's what
thought
happens.
and just leave it alone. Don't expect it, because you that's normally probably not the way it's going to go anyway.
Well, because how you're expecting it is coming from conditioning. Like
Yes,
you're
it
creating a
is.
picture from
Yeah.
old data and you're
Yep.
in a
An
whole totally
old
new
mythology.
experience.
Yeah.
Right. So how it's gonna come is it's not gonna be something that you could have ever imagined. Real
Mhm.
talk. It's
Mhm.
not gonna be something that you could have ever imagined. It
No.
always comes in a way bigger, more expansive, more different way.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
that was a good nugget. That was a great
Yeah.
jewel right there. Thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome.
But so we're asking the question about, which part of your contribution are you
Yeah.
being controlling? And you said behaviors.
Behaviors.
And then that led me to feel as if you were being controlled by
Yeah.
your
I was
thoughts.
giving you a story.
Because the behaviors,
Yeah.
you always acknowledge your behaviors.
Yeah.
You're becoming more privy to it because you want to. You
Mhm.
want to be so clear and so present so that you can reframe the behavior. You can know
Mhm.
what it is.
Mhm.
And so you said behavior, and I said, yeah, it sounds like you're being controlled by your thoughts. And then
Mm.
that's when we kind of dove in a little bit to the processes,
Mhm.
which were in a nutshell, you guys, sabotaging thought patterns. I don't have to give you the detailed word for word.
For
Like
sure.
it's sabotaging thought patterns. The
Yeah.
thoughts that literally keep you or inhibit you from expressing how you truly feel, you desire, in your heart to
For sure.
express.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Whew. So,
So we're gonna like so we I mean there was so much that came out of that. This to me was like an unfolding.
it is. We're gonna get to the next one in a
Yeah.
second. But with control though, so she discovered or we discovered that one, we're not in control of anything.
We're not.
Okay,
We
we're really
know.
not. So we can
No.
like literally take that anxiety off of us.
For
We can
sure.
just let it
Just leave it
go. Just
alone.
and how you do that is through breath work. Real
Mm.
talk.
Mm.
Like breath work. We were doing a 22-minute nervous reset so that as soon as
Yeah.
we got up or as soon as we were starting our day, we were already setting ourselves up to be relaxed and to be, coming from a more calmer place as opposed to the stress because we're gonna get dysregulated and thrown off all like every single day. It's gonna happen. So the goal is not to eliminate those experiences because it's impossible. Those experiences must exist. The chaos, the pain, all of that it has to exist. However, how we manage it and how we move through that pain and that
That
chaos
part right there.
that's what we're working on, family,
Yeah.
because the quicker that we can regulate ourselves after being thrown off, then the quicker we can get back to the mental clarity, the quicker we can get back to the actual thing, the work. You know what I mean? The thing
Mm.
that you're procrastinating on or the thing that you're not showing up in. The quicker we can get to that thing. Like
Man.
we're not able to do those types of things that are so easy and
Mm.
so natural to us because it supports supports our creation.
Right.
Okay, so all the things to do are super easy to do. It's just that they're unfamiliar, and it's just new behavior,
Yeah.
new experiences, new stimuli.
Mm.
Right. So with the control piece, you brought
Yeah.
another perspective today, just a couple of hours ago,
Yeah.
that was so freaking bomb. And it was like, yeah, we're not in control of anything, let it go. Um, and what else was there? Oh, the sabotaging thought patterns, that was the second
Yes.
thing that came across. And then today you brought the awareness of like, you was like, I'm in control of my thought processes. I'm in control of my emotions. I'm in control of the work. Like,
Absolutely.
I'm in
I'm in
control of my
control of
choices.
that.
You
Yeah.
are. And I think that if people knew that, yes, control exists, but not in the way
Yeah.
that you think,
Man,
and that your control could also mean your own self-care. Like you have
that's that
you
internal control.
that's for real. That's the discipline,
Yeah.
that's the commitment, the consistency, and we're
Yes.
speaking from experience. Like we've
Yeah.
fallen off. Like we're just getting back. I'm just getting back on again
For sure. Me
from me
too.
falling off. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I was really suppressing grief over, my late father's transition.
Right.
Real talk. Like I dissociated like a mug. That's a whole nother like
Yeah.
podcast. But I did, you know what I mean? Like I came face to face with despair, face
Yeah.
to face with anxiety, face to face with depression, face to face with, unworthiness
Mm.
herself. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Queen self-sabotage. Like, bitch, no, you are gonna stay here where you belong.
Facts.
Type of sabotage. Okay.
Yeah. It's
And
the real deal Holyfield,
real
man.
talk. And coming out of that phase and that process, because all of it is necessary.
Yeah.
Trust. Like, in order to even transcend, you need the chaos. Trust me. That's the only way to get it. It's the only way to learn is to actually go through
Mm.
the actual experience of the pain.
That part.
Mhm. Yeah,
Don't
that's
try
the
to
only way
duck
you're
and
gonna
dodge it,
you
go
can't.
around it,
And
move
if you do,
around
it's
it.
gonna be hard as
It's still
hell.
gonna be
It's gonna
there.
be there and it's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
But
Face it.
you just got to face it. And so, with us moving through this work real time, we are so present to the
Mm.
things that's going on because, we're invested. Like, we're reading, we're researching, we're practicing tools. You know what I
Oh
mean? Like,
man.
we're really in it,
Yeah.
because we're facilitators of healing.
Mhm.
And so, what we provide to the community is what we provide to ourselves.
Yeah.
So, we have to be proficient in the tools that we provide
Mhm.
for you guys.
For sure.
And so, like, I don't even know. I think I just lost my thought, but that felt so good to say.
I love that. You didn't lose anything. I think everything that we actually discuss is right on time, right on point. And also, I just wanted to bring up too. I
Uh-huh.
felt like in the moment of this discovery about taking control of the inner part of self,
Mhm.
like it also gave me more compassion towards myself too.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
because it's truly like when you were going through, it's not your fault. Like it truly
Right.
isn't.
Yeah. The mother wound. It's not your
So
fault.
it's like,
It's
all of
really
that,
not your
even
fault.
with the God block and everything,
Yeah.
you know,
We're going into that
we're going
next.
into it. Yeah. So, that is not a fault. Like
Right.
having that inside was just, again, fault finding
Right. Right.
and
Right.
wanting to blame again outside of self.
Right.
It's just because of just, justifiably just not understanding and not
Right.
having all the knowledge and the wisdom to
Mhm.
decipher what the hell is really going on, or even that I'm even causing it. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
just realizing like, yo, it's all good.
Right.
Like it's all good. Like you didn't know, bro.
You
Like
didn't
you didn't
know. You didn't
know.
know. And that's
You know what
grace.
I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
like
That's grace.
it's just being apologetic to self and just, anybody else that caught the wrath. Like it was, like we caught the wrath, it was like, what do you want to call that? It was immaturity. It was not knowing, self properly. It was going
Mhm.
through transitions
Mhm.
and feeling like the identity that you grew up with is who you are and what you
Right.
are, and you're not going to change
Right.
and all this
Right.
other stuff. And
That's
just
real.
realizing like, yo, that's not even,
That's
you
so
know what I'm
real.
saying? Like, that's not even, those layers are not yours,
Right.
you know? So I can see, man, like the compassion for self.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And
It's like,
it
damn.
because we're judging ourselves less.
Yeah. That's it.
Like there's so much judgment in the world today. Like we were cultured in judgment.
For sure.
But when you stop judging yourself, you literally stop judging others.
Yeah.
You stop judging situations,
Yeah.
words,
Yeah.
food. I mean, like you judge yourself in ways that you're not even consciously aware.
Yeah.
Like real talk. You're judging yourself, and that plays a big role. So we're not even gonna get into judgment because that's a whole nother conversation, okay? But
Yeah.
I do want to get into the God block though. I do
Yeah.
want to get into,
Yeah.
the discovery of, what a connection with God, infinite source looks like for the
Mhm.
human.
Yeah. And that's a part of the live that we went on to. We were gonna share again. It all
Yeah.
ties in, y'all. So the God block was with me because again, just those layers of like where that pain is, so you can take
Yeah.
that morphine drip out because it's just like I'm good. Like I
Addicted
don't
to stress.
addicted to stress. You know what I'm saying? So, I want to get to the point in my existence to where I can just turn things on and off when it's necessary because stress is necessary in certain situations.
Uh-huh.
It's not, that it's bad or good or indifferent. Like stress is good, stress is bad, just depending on how, I guess. But
Right.
anyways, I know I'm getting
Right,
into it.
right.
See, like I'm getting into it. So I know I already know the cue. Yeah, allow me
Right.
to,
I didn't do
anyway. Yeah,
anything.
I saw
You were
you.
convicted yourself
Yeah,
because
but
this is the conversation we had on
right.
live, and it's like,
Long-winded. I'm
but why
thinking
are you
about
being
long
one?
one.
Because you remember. Look, now we're just gonna call it out. When we was at the table outside, it was just like when you're in those long-winded phases, you're just giving words that are taking us so far from the actual story. It's
No, but it's
fillers.
really
I
not.
don't know if that was this time, but that
No,
was what we
that
was talking
wasn't
about
this.
the other
Yeah,
day.
that wasn't
But I
this
didn't do
time.
or say anything.
Right. But I always like when you do that like little look at thing and just kind of like, okay, get to the point type of face. That's why I'm like, oh shit. So I know like
It's okay to be
body
long-winded.
movements and stuff like that. So, but anyways, it all ties in, like I say.
Yes,
So
it does.
stress is good or and not good or bad or different. Anyways, just my entire time that I had, like God was used against me basically,
Right.
in my timeline when it came to who I was. So
Mhm.
I never really knew that this blockage was here until I was like, yo, like there's something really, I discovered what the block is. It was a meeting that we
Right.
had, and I was just like, yo, I really just by you telling your story again and us meeting, um, in our meeting, it was just kind of like, damn, like I realized, like, you know,
Mhm.
I'm the one that has a problem or an issue, and I'm like, this is what it is. It's the God block, like because
Right.
um
Yeah.
I'm not I feel as if like, my belief and my faith and all that other stuff is just wavery. Although I
Mhm.
know that there is a infinite source. I know that there is a God that exists, but it all just basically transitioned from like that childhood, that
Yeah.
wound that I just discovered and realized like that is there.
Mhm.
And I wanted I'm ready to, and I am removing it, as we
Ashe.
speak,
Right.
so that whole thing,
Beautifully said.
yeah, that whole thing led us, to like so many more discoveries of this whole thing.
Yeah, it was. And so what was so dope about that conversation was um the discovery of like what the connection actually is, like
Yep.
real time, like tangibly, like knowing it for yourself, like being able to tell it to somebody else,
Hmm.
And
She asked
so
me the question.
yeah, just ask the question like, okay, if you were in an ideal situation
Yep.
where you had a beautiful relationship with infinite source, which you do, we're just discovering how you do it,
Right.
what would that look like? You're going to have to use your active imagination, right? This is hypnosis. This is what we do in hypnosis.
Yeah.
And so we focus on life without the problem. So
Hmm.
she's automatically imagining, okay, well, I'm in an ideal situation. And she's actually, you could tell like her wheels are turning. She's taking time to think about it. And then she just lists a couple of things like, oh,
The
well,
first one would be,
before the even first
yeah,
example, you said something profound. You was like, "Well, I can identify connections with infinite source through
it's
experiences that feel really
really
good
good
to
to
me.
me. Hmm.
Really good to me," she
Yeah.
said. And she
Yeah.
said it like with like satisfaction, like
Yeah.
that feel good to me, like in her soul.
Hmm.
And so I said, "Okay, cool. Like, well, what do those experiences look like? Like, what are they? Like,
Yeah.
what, you've had them before, obviously, the way you describing it. Like, you didn't had this before." And so she was able to, come up very quickly with some very concrete examples of,
Mhm.
those experiences that feel really good to her. And what happened after that, y'all, was crazy. It was so profound. I was like, universe, he's just so good.
Yeah, so do you want
What
me
was
to
the
run
first
into
one?
so the first one that came to mind was, well, I can identify my connection with the source by the cover. I'm still trying to discover what to name this
The
thing.
cover? You
The
have to describe it.
utility, the cover. Again, when you have those ugly meters on the outside
Yeah.
of your house or your business, whatever, you just want to cover them up. So I created something
Yeah.
to cover that up.
Like built it by
So built
hand,
it,
like with
yeah,
wood,
just different wood
frames,
pieces, frame, like two shutters, like
shutters.
yeah,
Like,
it looks
so cute.
yeah, like, and then the electrician still has a way to get to it, etc. Anyways,
Okay.
so
Like,
that so right, so that was how I was like, well, I can see that because when I'm in that mode, like
mhm.
I am in it because baby even knows, like, I just came back from running and then I'm really then I'm
You're
and
in
then I'm
it.
just like I'm in it and it's like, well, boom, head over, boom, start doing the process. Head
Yeah.
over and it's like, okay, boom, started doing everything and it was just like,
Yeah.
and
You're
I'm
like that
in
all the
it.
time. Every single time
Like
he has a project.
that's like hyper focus.
But like, observing you though, like when you're in that realm of like creation for yourself and you're executing, it's no hesitation. Like,
Mm,
you make shit happen in a way that it's like voodoo. It's like you're watching it, but you can't put your finger on it. You don't know how the fuck it got done so quick and how marvelous it came out. It's just like, how. Like,
right, I
every
don't
single
even know.
anybody who's ever been to our practice, which we are in right now, literally the hands of Queen Jade, because she fully transformed this place. Yes, honestly, hands down. And if you've been
Thank
here, let
you.
us know, show us some love in the comments, and invite your friends
Yeah.
and your family, because you'll get a real life, just visual of what we're talking about right now. And so
Yeah.
you are always able to you're godly on this frequency for real. When you're tapped into yourself, it's like your higher self is in the building, and it's a seamless flow.
Yeah.
All the materials you need come to you easily, or you go get it easily. Like, things work out so seamlessly, but you also make like really quick decisions.
Yeah.
You make really quick decisions, and they're all the right decisions. And even if there's no mess ups, but even if a way didn't work out the way that she wanted it to work out, guess what? She's going to create another way, and she may have to create two and three ways.
Yeah, the
But
solutions are always there.
it gets
It
done,
does,
and
it
it
truly
comes
does.
out marvelous, fantastic, beyond her own expectations.
Yeah.
I just had to give y'all that
Thank
because it's
you.
just like, wow, it's true.
So, yeah, so that was the first thing that I pointed
Mhm.
out because it feels good to me and I love to do it and I love to
Right.
create things out of like
Yeah.
what people would think like you get in pilot with like, what are you doing? And then the
Right.
next thing you know, you're like,
Whole patio
wow,
set, like.
whole patio set. Yeah. You're funny. But yeah, so um and then the next one, I believe, yeah, it was. I said, I love it. And no, I enjoy speaking to people. I enjoy that feeling of
Mhm.
speaking to people and just being able to, and that's where the long windedness and I believe all that
Yeah.
stuff came up as well.
Mhm.
Because it brings me joy just to literally like, hear people's wins, you know what I'm saying? And then talk about that with another person, talk about your wins with another person. And we're just constantly feeding one another. Like, I love that. We like
Right. The
something like we
connection.
do. It's
Exactly
what
what we
exactly,
do.
exactly
It's
what we
exactly what
do.
we do, because more people wanna do this.
Yeah. And I love
We're
to
lucky to have
expand
it.
that on
Yeah.
on a wider basis too.
Right.
I love it. Like, so I discovered that
Mhm.
makes me feel good too. Just being
Right.
able to connect like this.
And people always wanna talk to
And
you, and you always
yeah,
wanna talk to people. So
that's
it's just
true.
true. And,
Yeah.
like, that's beautiful. So seeing, like, talking to people as, like, a connection with God, that's beautiful.
Yeah, because you're not I like to have an opportunity to sit back and listen.
Mhm.
Because in my listening, like I'm gaining wisdom from the other person, if that makes
Mhm.
sense. Because
Mhm.
I'm not like interjecting as much or putting an opinion into it or, whatever. I'm just listening
Mhm.
and hearing the other person speak. And I'm gaining like their understanding of their world
Right.
and how they
Perspective.
see it. And so I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that was dope. And then the next thing you said
Ad-
was
Adventure.
going
Or shoot,
outside.
going outside. I keep forgetting
You
going
named a
outside.
couple.
Yeah, so many. Yeah, and going outside, and that also took me
Yeah,
down memory lane and
right.
to like when
That
I was
that took
younger.
us to fearlessness, which was
Yo.
another dope ass revelation. Like, yo, we were fearless as kids. You were,
Yeah.
at least. I wasn't as fearless as you, but I mean,
I doubt that you actually. I don't even want you to downplay yourself. Because fearlessness is whatever it is with somebody, however you identify it. My fearlessness is just like moving into action on the
mhm.
impossible and like doing things crazy, like
Yeah,
jumping off the roof and onto a trampoline.
yeah, exactly.
Your courageousness is having the ability, one, to get up and speak to thousands of people, and just and then nail it and hit it and kill it. And you also your
You said thousands of people.
thousands of people. Yeah, you speak to thousands of people every day.
True.
Seriously, that's how, in a nutshell, you do. Across different social media streams, everything
Thank
to people
you.
you talk to, on a regular basis, on a day to day basis. So to me, it's thousands of people that you come in contact with and touch. And then also your fearlessness is like at a very young age, having to
Mm,
grow up in this, in the situation that you had, taking care of your mom
right.
and just going through that process. That's fearlessness. And then also just being able to, you know, take that opportunity, which was
Mhm.
so terrible, and turning it into therapeutic touch as a gift that you want to give back to folks from that.
Right.
And
Thank you
then
for
your
that.
your fearlessness again, going across the country and doing what you had to do, you
Yeah.
know, during that time with Papa. Like, that's fearlessness, in my opinion,
Thank
from
you,
you.
babe. That was a beautiful
That's
perspective shift.
because it is.
Yeah.
It's in different degrees. Mine is like on that
I'm not jumping
crazy.
off no roof. I'm
Yeah,
saying
it's,
that right
that's what I'm
now.
saying. So that
Right.
that's my in my sense,
Yeah, I
it's like
love that.
fearlessness of just like I'm unstoppable.
Right. And so to piggyback off of you right there, because you said that we get so far away from fearlessness, like our own
Yeah,
self.
so then she's drawn me back. So yeah, so as I was going down memory lane, I'm just having this aha moment, like, wow, it's just
Mhm.
like as we are growing up that we get it's a frequency that we just kind of get in the groove of, or this cycle,
Mhm.
and we lose, that fearlessness, and it
Right.
gets shrouded and covered up literally with the angst, the depressions, the all of, the weight literally of the
Literally.
world. you know it
Yeah.
feels like so much pressure. So,
Right.
and then yeah, and then we lose that
Yeah.
you know
And I know it's you're taking us. We're taking you guys down the journey of conversations
yeah,
that
so
we
the fear,
had.
yeah, so then yeah, so yeah, cue in you.
So fearlessness, that was the tangent
That
that we went
was
on from being outside,
being
which was the
outside.
actual piece. That was the act. Being outside part was
it
the thing
it
she
came
labeled,
to, yeah.
yeah, as connection. Like, oh, I
Yeah.
can identify this as
Mhm.
a connection with God. And then
Mhm.
the next one was, I think, adventure.
Adventure, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah, like, and the example was scuba diving.
Yeah, and then the spontaneity of that, just, going, okay, so we're both fearless together, so I'll just take you
Yeah.
through, just really quickly, a run through with it, St. Thomas trip. So, first of all, we self-sabotaged the entire thing. Imma start there. It was at the end of October, and we were coming to this
Oh
moment
my
of like,
god.
"Oh, hurricane, I don't know if we're gonna be able to do
Hurricane.
this, da, 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 da."
Yeah.
Like, we was really trying to, like, psych ourselves out. I was like, "Screw it," like,
Right.
and then we literally just stood on
The
a solid
last minute.
decision,
Yeah. Like,
and then we decided
we're
to rent a
going.
car because we said we want to experience driving on
The
the
island, yeah.
left side of the
Ah,
road and on the island, and it was like, "Oh my god, I can't
please.
believe we're doing this." I can, because 'cause we're fearless, and then the next thing you know, we're driving all around the place, up hills, down hills,
I
like,
mean,
yeah, like,
hills,
it's
y'all.
it's
Like,
amazing. We're like with the locals. We're stopping
right.
by different,
Mhm. Yeah.
restaurants. It's amazing. Anyways, so get to the entire point is like all of these things are happening because it's like what we want to do.
Right.
And then scuba diving, we was like, you know what, let's go scuba diving. And without any action, it was just like action. There was no, again, no thoughts
Right.
of like, what if we get down there and the tanks fail? And but like, like the sabotage, there was nothing. It was literally
None.
decision, action, call, pay.
Mhm.
This is the time you come, boom, in the car, drive,
Literally.
park, and then we get a whole 20, 30 minute ass instructions on how
20
to
to 30
breathe
minutes.
40 feet underwater, number
Yes.
one. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yes.
And it's just like it's all happening, and we're not even thinking in our heads like for the moment like shit is about to fail, like at all.
Not at all.
There was
Definitely had butterflies though.
for sure. It was like holy shit, we about to do it. Like
Right.
we was just looking at our like what we our vest, everything, our tanks. There was no turn. It was like we was getting strapped up, ready to go, checking levels, right?
Like
And
it
it's
was
like we was
no
in the water,
return.
and just like we in this water, we not getting about this water because you know what I'm saying. And this is the push through. Like if you want to have experiences, is the fact that this was a spontaneous moment.
Mhm.
There came a time where Coney did lift up out the water. She thought them goggles was fogged up,
Oh my
yo.
gosh,
But them
yo.
goggles were not fogged up
I stood up so
at all.
quick. I was
But
like,
yo,
"Oh."
and then I just stayed down, making sure, like, I mean, even though my internal system was a freaking like freight
A
train, like it
wreck.
was a wreck. I was an
You were the
internal freaking
mess.
wreck, like heart beating so fast. But I'm a G. I'm like, I'm not getting up
You're
out of
not
this
showing
water.
no emotions at
I've got a
all.
poker face,
Babe, you
right?
got a poker face. I'm
Poker
looking at you
face.
like, "Damn, I'm the one.
Yeah,
I'm the
yeah.
one."
So
And
that poker face
it was
helps
you.
you.
Huh?
That poker face helped
It
you.
did. It did. Cause I'm like, "Damn, she good? All right,
Yeah,
then I
it's
gotta
time to go.
Imma be
So
good."
the descent came. We had an awesome instructor, and
Yeah.
then just from that moment, that again, fearlessness is in there. Taking action, moving towards the things that make you happy, moving towards the
Mhm.
adventure. And because it was like, you know what, let's do it. The magical piece, the connection was the fact that we got to saw this huge eagle ray
Yeah.
under in 40 feet underwater. And the instructor, go ahead, Coney. Coney likes to tell this part, the instructor, how he was, like his behavior.
He was excited. He was excited. Yeah, he gave us a fun fact, and we mentioned this on the live, but he gave us a fun fact that people go out to see and pay over $200 plus to go and search and find these,
Yeah.
what's it called? The
The eagle
the
rays.
eagle rays.
Yeah.
Yeah, the eagle rays, and so when it swam by us, it was so
Yo.
close, and he was losing his mind, like, he was
Look over there. Look over there.
like, he
Yeah.
was so excited, and then he was just like, "I would
I
never
never,
forget this tour."
yeah.
Yeah, that was, like, a moment for all of us to share and keep.
Yeah.
And that is facts. That is, like, how
How would that happen? Like, what's
right,
the odds?
right, what are the
What
odds?
are
What are
the
the odds?
odds?
And he gave us that fun fact randomly, like, he didn't give
Randomly.
it for no like,
No.
like, just a random fun
And
facts,
just, yeah,
and it
because,
happened.
yeah.
He couldn't believe it. He was like, "Oh my gosh."
And it just so gracefully just passed through. It was the coolest thing
Yeah.
ever. I will never forget that.
It was, and then Imma bring up another adventure too that was
Ah,
really, really fun when we went ziplining
oh
for your
man.
birthday that year.
Yeah.
That was so much fun, but, first of all, our crew, like, that we was with, again, super
Bomb.
dope, dope, dope,
Yeah.
dope, dope. Even the people that we were with, like, were dope too, everybody was
For
cool.
sure.
However, the guy, our instructor, the younger guy, he was a test tube baby, and he brought that up, and he just made light of it, but he actually gave his story, and it
Yeah.
was so empowering and so beautiful, and, like, he was beautiful, like, he
Yeah.
was like, literally gorgeous. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Wow." So it's just
Beautiful soul too.
it was just such a
Mhm.
beautiful, thing to witness, like, someone coming from that, experience and being who they are today. And it
And
just
just
hit
cool.
yeah, and I'm thinking about it now because we wanna expand our family,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, pretty soon, and, like, thinking about those children and, like, the process of how they came into our
Right.
lives is, what I'm thinking about, but to see someone that's fully grown that, came from that actual experience and to be so healthy and well-rounded and beautiful and just it just literally expanded my mind. It was just like, "Wow, like, okay, like,
Yeah,
this is
that's pretty
actually
awesome.
possible."
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
it's awesome. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that was a side tangent.
Yeah, I love it.
But,
So yeah, so those are the things like in my
mhm.
search in as far as like my wanting to
Right,
find this connection,
right,
like and just yearning for the connection, I found the tangible things that
right.
If it's making me feel good, then definitely it's a connection. Like God is,
Right.
it's like, yo, this is it. Like this is what it
Exactly.
is.
This is what it
So
is.
move towards those things.
Exactly. And speaking of moving towards things, right?
Yes.
Guys, real quick, another really good thing or a good tool to use when you're moving through anxiety in
Mm.
particular is a skill, something that can distract your mind from the trigger or the thing that's causing you the anxiety. And so, with that being said, we are hosting our very first networking event right here at Sound Mind and Body Wellness tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Counting Rows. Okay, can we
Yes.
get a hand
Yeah.
clap? Hand clap.
All
I
around.
love it. This is a networking event for women to come out and connect. If you have a product, a service,
Yeah.
any type of offerings, we want to support you. We want to get to know you, and we want to expand the awareness of what we have to provide. And so,
I'm
during
excited
this
about
event,
that.
yes, me too. During this event, we're going to be learning how to crochet and
Yeah.
how this beautiful skill can not only assist us with anxiety, but we can actually learn how to create some really empowering,
Yes.
sexy AF pieces for hot girl summer. Y'all
Yes.
get
Pull that middle up
into
so you can
oh my
see how
goodness.
it acts. There we go.
Yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
this. There we go.
Yes.
How freaking cute is this? And it has ruffles at the end. This is one of the pieces that the curator, Miss Julia, is going she's made this for me. And so she's going to be teaching us how to crochet while we have a good time tomorrow. And also shout out to my sister Tracy
Yeah.
with
Mix mox.
Nature
Yeah.
Makes Mocktails. She is going to be in the building serving us
Yo. Check her
beautiful,
out on Instagram for
luxurious,
sure.
non-alcoholic drinks, family.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to be a vibe. And her setup is so cute.
It
So if
is.
you don't have anything to do and you want to just kick it with us live, you want to have
Please.
good conversation and just be in the midst of good energy,
Yeah.
people always tell us, our community, they love hanging out with us because they always leave so full.
I
And I
like
think
that.
that is like the greatest compliment. Like your energy is good. Like we don't deplete you. We actually fill your cup and we inspire, we activate,
Mm-hmm.
and we know this. And so we're creating more events and networking
I love that.
socials so that we
Yeah.
can actually support those who want to be in our midst because we want to be in y'all's midst too. So tickets are on sale. The links are down below. Okay, make sure
Yeah.
y'all like, share, and subscribe. This
Absolutely.
conversation is important. We want as many people to tap in as possible
Absolutely.
so that we can continue to grow together.
Yeah.
Yeah. And girl, we've been talking so good for so long that it's already 7:31, but I feel like we got 10 more minutes, right? Because I want to
Right. Because we actually literally started at 7.
we did?
Yeah. We started a little later.
I thought we started at like 6:40. Yeah,
Um,
because I started the live at 6:35.
no, we remember we had the hiccup
Oh,
and all the
I think we started at like
shenanigans.
6:45. It couldn't have been that long, but if we started at 7, okay, we
Yeah,
got more
it's
time.
we that's why I wasn't fretting because I'm looking, if you look at there's 47 minutes on there. It's not even at 60.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so cool. I never even noticed I was right there this whole time. Wow.
Yeah, so
That's
we're
amazing.
actually pretty good.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
so perfect. Yeah. So let's get back into it. So
So,
the God block, you
yeah.
discovered so basically, family, in discovering your own connection with infinite source, because I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I grew up, in the midst of infinite source and God. Like God was never used
So did
against
I.
me.
Yeah.
And so, but it was never used against me.
There
So
you
I've
go.
always had a beautiful personal relationship with God. And I've had many moments in life where like I was angry with God because things were just like so chaotic in my life. And
Right.
so even having a relationship with God, I can even identify some God blocks. Like I
Mm,
just I just moved through a God block when my dad passed away because
right.
I just couldn't understand that experience. It was just so much confusion and anger. And I actually was so angry with God that I disconnected or dissociated myself from myself. I
Mm,
refused to practice. I refused to do anything that would identify to me as a connection with God because I was suppressing grief, right?
mm.
And so I don't know where was
God
I
block.
going? Yeah, the God block, but I don't.
You
It's so
gave your
much.
experience. Well,
It's
because
so
again,
much.
because you shared your experience of your
Yeah.
God block as well. So I
Oh,
didn't
the
know if
connections. There we go. There we go. Thank
mm-hmm.
you, babe. You're
You're welcome.
amazing.
You are too.
This is why we're together.
I
I
know.
love you.
I love
Okay.
you too.
So the connections. I was just getting ready to share with you guys how to discover what that could be for you. Yay.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you can ask yourself the same question that I asked Jade,
Mm.
okay, like in an ideal situation, write this down. In an ideal situation,
Yeah.
right, where you have a beautiful, wonderful relationship with God or infinite source, whoever you identify,
Yeah.
what does it look like?
What does it look like?
Tap into your active
Mm.
imagination. You're gonna have to visualize, pull data from your data bank,
What is life like
right?
with that
What
connection?
does it feel like? What
Mm.
things are you doing? I mean, you can literally integrate with what we have mentioned and
Yeah.
discover some solutions or some answers, right? Like if
Mhm.
you want to be able to identify your connection with source as experiences that feel really good to you, I highly recommend that
Mm.
because
Mm.
I do the same thing.
Yeah.
Like experiences that feel really, really good to me, I can easily identify as, oh, this is my connection with God,
Mhm.
right? Because it's so random and there's no coincidences. Like
Mm-mm.
it just hits every time,
Every time.
every single time.
Yeah.
So you can ask yourself these types of questions where you will start to look in different areas and start to explore, different options. We
Mhm.
have that jurisdiction.
Mhm.
We have that control, right? We
Mhm.
have that free will, but it is a choice. And so this goes beautifully into the last part of the conversation, reframing your behaviors.
Yeah.
So family, the AAOC, this tool that we utilize for everything is a really, really, really amazing stepping stone to increase your self-awareness, okay? Because when it comes to reframing your behaviors, you have to be aware of the actual behavior that
You
needs to
have
be
to.
reframed. You have to. You
Let's give them
have
an
to.
example of what that would be like.
Yeah.
Say, I gave
D
one today. Say, for instance, you really do want to get up early in the morning, but you sleep in
Mhm.
late.
Mhm.
And that's your behavior, your habit is, just getting up late regardless. But
Right.
your spirit, like like you want to get up early. It's just so
Right.
what you do is just do the thing. You
Right.
just go straight to the action, set your alarm for a
Mhm.
set time, and get up and start moving.
Yeah.
And that's what that is.
That's exactly what it is, and shout out to Mel Robbins.
Yeah.
She was one of the, yes. She was one of, the thought leaders or, just one of the leaders in the community that came across my awareness in 2018
Mm.
when during my awakening. I was into the personal development
Yeah.
and fell in love with Mel Robbins. Her 5-second rule really does work. This is a
Yeah.
tool that you could utilize to help you push past the resistance.
I
Like
like that.
move through the adversity, right? Like
Mhm.
reframe the behavior. So you're aware of the behavior that's not serving you anymore. You're aware of
Mhm.
it. You know what it is. You know why it is. You know all the things about the behavior, yet you're not able to shift it. Why?
Mhm.
Because of the thoughts,
Mhm.
right? So it's an active work and it is a build. So once you become aware of the actual behavior, okay, then you acknowledge it. Acknowledge what your part looks like in
Mhm.
it, right? What's your
Mhm.
contribution? You're not getting up
Mhm.
early. You're sleeping late because you're
Mhm.
probably going to bed super late, or you're
Mhm.
watching TV, or you're up worrying, or you're checking emails, or whatever it is that you're doing. The actual things that's contributing to the outcome,
Right.
right? So you acknowledge that, and then you're gonna observe everything. You're
Mhm.
gonna look at it from a third person view without judgment. Okay, you're just gonna state the facts. Just state the facts of what's going
Right.
on,
Whatever it is.
whatever it is. Okay. Like if you're stressed or you're worried or, a particular situation, whatever, just state the facts without the judgment.
Mhm.
Okay. And then you're just going to make a choice. That's the last part of
The formula.
the formula. You literally make a choice to get up. And this example of the waking up late is literally setting your alarm
Yeah.
and waking up when you hear it go off.
Mhm.
Like just getting up and doing it.
It's just the smallest
It's
things.
the smallest thing. And it's always hard in the beginning. The first step is always the hardest, but it does get easier. Y'all know this. We know this. This is not nothing new. We have had so many of these moments of like being on our game
Mhm.
and then falling off, being on our game, falling
Mhm.
off. So it's a part of the process of transcending. Like
Mhm.
you're gonna, there's a season for everything. There's a season
Mhm.
for balance, there's a season for focus, there's a season for
Mhm.
intention, rest, all those things. And so that's why it happens, just
Mhm.
because. However, when it comes to reframing the behaviors that no longer serve you in life anymore,
Mhm.
that's where like all these tools are going to come into play for you. The five
Mm.
second rule, the AOC, any
Mhm.
type of therapy that you can invest in or whatever that aligns for you, breath work, whatever.
Yeah.
those are the tools that are going to assist you with reframing the behavior, because y'all, that's where the work is needing to be done.
Right there.
Yeah.
Shifting that behavior.
Yeah, and hypnosis is a beautiful, wonderful,
Mhm.
amazing tool to
It
reframe
is.
your thought patterns,
It
because when you
truly is.
reframe your thought patterns, you're automatically going to reframe the behaviors. It
Yeah.
happens automatically, and it's just our job to reassure the ego that it's safe
Yeah.
to practice this new way of being. And it's
Mhm.
just an everyday practice, because the better you get, the more you're gonna expand, the more opportunities, the more you're gonna discover yourself,
Mhm.
and shit's gonna happen.
It
Okay?
is.
Like, shit's gonna go down. Like, for instance, today, I had a fairly new experience that I quite enjoyed, but I didn't know how it was gonna turn out. I was just being in the experience and learned. And so, we're in a space right now of like rediscovering ourselves individually, meaning
Mhm.
like what are our needs at this point and what
Mhm.
type of space do we need at this point, and what does
Mhm.
self-care look like for us at this point. And we're
Mhm.
discovering that real time, like actually doing the research and actually journaling and just, doing the work to find out. And so today, um, I had went and enjoyed a Thai stretch session at Miyogi Wellness Lounge. Shout out to Maya. It was such an awesome session.
Mhm.
However, like, it wasn't really planned. I kind of just threw it on the calendar and told Jade, like, right before I was about to go, like this morning of. I didn't see nothing wrong with it, but I realized that like my soul really does enjoy that freedom of both of us having that, being able to do whatever we want to do by ourselves without having to ask or, notify days in advance or anything. It could just be a sporadic moment in time where it's like, yo, I really want to like take myself on a date, or I really want to go have this session or whatever, and just be. And so this is a new behavior that for me too it was new for me doing it, and also new for Jade receiving it. And so she brought up a very, valid conversation of like, okay, so moving forward, is this behavior okay for me? If you're doing it, I want to make sure that it's okay that I'm able to
For
do it as
sure.
well. And I thought that was so appropriate. And it's like I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, I don't see why not, because I'm doing it. I
Right.
enjoyed this exchange for myself. So I don't see why I would trip if you were to do the same thing.
Right.
And that was the clarity that we both needed to move forward, because now we know. And then I also realized too, like, because we have one car right now, um, I didn't check to see if she needed the car. That was the thing that I didn't do, that I called out within myself. I'm like, I want to do this. I want to actually be more mindful of our vehicle
Yeah.
and how it's going to be used. So I went ahead and reframed this new behavior in the beginning. Like,
Mhm.
no problems with calls. This is a
Mm-mm.
revelation. No problems, no nothing, nothing, because the boundaries and everything was met at the door, but
Mhm.
only because I was literally just being in the experience. I didn't plan to do the work. It just happened.
Right.
And so, yeah, that was just an example of like how to reframe a behavior.
Yeah.
It just happened earlier.
It did, and I thought that was pretty dope because it just makes sense to this.
Mhm.
It's the clarity of it all.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to bring to the table. But I also wanted to mention and piggyback off of the reframing your behavior.
Yes, please.
Yeah, and then move into like knowing what that, elaborating more on what that looks like, because we elaborated on it as well. But
Mhm.
so it also could just look like I had this, like, I had it. And we
Mm.
go through these
Don't you just hate that?
processes, and like I
It was
had
gonna be
it.
good too. I
It
felt
is
it.
it's gonna be good. Because that's what we were talking about. You were talking about um
Reframing the behaviors, you wanted to go
mhm,
back to that.
yeah, to reframing the behavior. But it was in reference to, I don't know if it was in reference to the whole getting up process with the alarm. Oh yeah, so
There we go.
here
I
it
love
goes.
it.
So like I would just say this too. When you know that there's resistance, move towards that, because that's where your
Mm,
liberation is coming from. Like
mm.
that's the thing
Yeah.
that's going to, thrust you into,
Yeah.
the next level of your being. So
Mhm.
when you feel that the resistance, the agitation and all of that stuff, because it
Mhm.
feels that way, yet acknowledge how you're feeling and what that
Yeah.
is,
Yeah.
and the control piece when it comes to your emotions.
Mhm.
It's not to judge the emotion, right? It is just to basically
Right.
move know that, like, okay, I know this is a good thing. This is a good thing. It's not a bad thing, but this is the thing that I know is gonna get me to the next level. So move toward it.
Yeah,
Like
that's
when you
good.
know that it's there, just do it. Like move it. And, to me, that's how it feels. It's like, oh,
It
this is
is.
the thing that
Right.
is that's needing to the behavior is needing to
Mhm.
reframe. This is the
Mhm.
thing. So move toward it.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Elaborate on it.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's no, that's not it. It's so much more.
Yeah, we already know that.
It's so much more.
Yeah.
But
Uh-huh.
yeah, this is what were you gonna say?
I see you looking up because we're getting close to that 45 mark, which or we already are there,
Yeah, we
getting
are.
close
Oh,
to
you're
it or
looking at
whatever.
the
Yeah.
no, we're
We
there.
both
I'm
said.
looking at the one that you told me
Yeah.
about right there.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, what was the last? Ah, there it is. I got it.
I love
Speaking
how we
of
do this.
reframing, speaking of reframing behaviors, don't you
Boom.
like that?
Yeah.
All jokes aside, guys, I am super, super, super excited because of this new behavior for me, which is moving forward with evergreen courses, self-paced therapy, because I love a good self-paced course. Don't you? Like, don't you love
Yeah,
like
I
doing the
do.
work on your own time, but
Yeah.
also having
Not
that
feeling rushed.
guidance, not
Yeah.
feeling rushed, but having the guidance, having the tools, having the community and support,
Mm.
but just not feeling rushed and knowing that like whatever part of the journey you're going to be on within this container, you're going to have someone right there
Mhm.
to discuss or to answer a question or to just be there to hold your hand, and that feels really good. So
Yeah.
I'm super excited about the Make Your Life a Priority 5-day course.
Mhm.
I decided to evolve the word challenge because I didn't want to put a negative connotation on the
Absolutely.
container, right?
Okay.
Like it is a challenge because you're evolving your own self. That's always going to be a challenge, but the course itself, the experience is not a challenge. The experience is very seamless, it's easy, it's soul satisfying. It's
Wow,
so
yeah.
good.
It is
It's so
so
good. The content in this program that I've created has exceeded all of my expectations, and I'm so
it looks
proud.
amazing,
I'm so proud
by
of
the
it.
way.
Thank you. I've put
You did
years
great.
into this. This has been years
Yeah.
and years of evolution and growing and transcending.
Mhm.
And I'm just sharing my personal journey with you guys because we're all here together. That's number 1, right? And I realized that we have a privilege because
Yeah.
we are facilitators of healing, we're immersed in it. And so
Mhm.
we have a lot of access to a lot of different tools and a lot of different modalities and
Mhm.
people in general resources. And so the community, they just don't have the access that we have. And I
Mhm.
want to give what I do have to others.
Mm. That's beautiful.
Yeah. And so the Make Your Life a Priority 5-day course, we're going to be kicking off next Monday, but you can join in right now. The early bird investment is only $88. You guys, over $499 worth of content
Mhm.
in this course. You're going to have um, already custom made thought and journal prompts similar to the questions that we shared with you in this episode so
Yeah.
that you can actually do the work and get answers, right? And start to integrate and implement. You're going to have a self hypnosis audio set. You're going to have access to our private Facebook community. Okay. And every single month, we're going to be showing up live for Q&A inside of the Make Your Life a Priority private group. But then you also get lifetime access to the content and any upgrades. So if ever in the future I decide to add something to this course because it's relevant, you're going to have access to that forever. So I'm excited, you guys. All the details and information are down below. If you want to have a conversation just to get a little bit more insight on what self paced therapy is and what that could look like for you, I'd be more than happy to hold space. Just reach out to me. Again, all the information is down below. And I'm excited. I will see y'all on the other side, those of you who sign up and rock and roll with me.
Yo, like, and I also what I'm doing right now, and I grabbed Koni's phone is she had a review in regards to her
The
um
last round.
last round, and I wanted to find it just to let you know that
Oh, wow.
these things are that are cultivated with Coney, with me, like the infusion, everything. It's
I haven't even
dynamite.
seen the review.
It's dynamite. Well, it's on one of the 30-minute, like it's almost, she went onto the website, and
Oh, that's
um
so
it was really
dope.
cool. Like it's and before we get out of here, I just want to share it if
Yes.
we can. Let's see here.
Did you
I'm gonna
find it?
I'm gonna see.
Okay. I think it's under, I don't know what you would search it under, but
I believe it was the 30-minute.
yeah, so while she's finding that, I'll give you
Yeah,
guys a
thank
little
you.
bit more tea on the Make Your Life a Priority course. So, it's all in the name, right? Like I'm literally sharing the BTS on what making your life a priority could look like for you. So we're going to talk a lot about self-awareness and self-connection. We're going to talk a lot about discovering what a routine or ritual will look like for you. We're going to talk a lot about some collective truths that you may not be aware of, some science, some things that you
Mhm.
can actually research and back up. Because when you have that type of knowledge, it will literally support your emotional intelligence. Okay. You're going to be able to detach emotionally from the parts of conditioning that are really holding you bound. You know what I mean? And so so excited. Like, I'm really so excited. And then the self hypnosis audio set that's being included, that's an upgrade. All those
Ah,
who were participants before in the other years prior
yeah.
will have access to all of this new content. So don't worry, I got y'all. I will make sure everybody has everything in their student portal. But the self hypnosis audio set is
Yeah.
something that you're going to be able to tap into whenever you need to. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah, so I want to
All
go ahead
right,
and
let's
give
get
it
it.
just go ahead and give honor to Infinite Source for me being able to find this so quickly. Because
I know that's
when
right.
things actually get lost in email, yo, like it be getting lost sometimes, but I found it.
Oh my
And I'm
gosh, I'm
actually gonna
excited. I have not
screenshot
heard
it.
this. I've
I'm gonna go
not
ahead and screenshot it because I
read
did.
this.
So subject 5-day accountability challenge review.
Okay.
I enjoyed the 5-day Make Your Life a Priority accountability challenge. Koni gave real life scenarios that helped break down the material and made the class much more relatable. I felt a breakthrough when Koni reviewed my material and was able to help me give depth to my writing and thoughts. I highly recommend for those needing some motivation in their writing and sensory processing
Mm,
to go ahead and book with your girl Koni.
that is so beautiful. Hand clap.
Go ahead and yeah.
That is so awesome. Thank you so much,
So
Queen Selena. Love you
yeah,
so much.
but
Thank
it's
you.
there, and I saw that, and I thought that was pretty dope. I thought that was
Yeah.
awesome. So to give you some
Yeah. Oh
feedback on
man.
your work is not going in vain. Just I'm gonna give you a little bit of words of encouragement too. It's just
Thank
like
you.
keep moving and keep pushing through
Mhm.
because it's not about the likes and the clicks,
Mhm.
right? It's all about being able to make a difference in that one person's life
Right.
because that's the ripple.
Yeah.
That's the drop. So everybody's like, "Oh, yeah, I'm just a drop in the bucket in the
Right.
big ass
Yeah.
ocean." That drop makes a
It makes a
difference
difference. It makes a
because
difference.
even if you connect with one person and evolve their lives, guess what?
Yeah.
That connection, because you were a part of that, also they're able to do the same thing for the next person, for the next
Right.
person. So that's the ripple. So yeah,
Yeah.
like keep doing what you're doing. Keep
Thank
showing
you.
up for yourself. Keep going to life because I'm gonna show up for myself. You showing up for yourself. You're not about to make me look bad. You're
Y'all,
not finna make me look bad.
you so that's a really good another perspective shift, y'all. Like this is why community is so important. Like for real, because one, you get inspired, your hope comes back, and then two, you're held accountable.
Mm,
Like you're putting yourself in a position to be seen in the way that you know you were desired or designed to be seen. You know what I
mhm.
mean? And your community is going to hold you accountable, like just like we're holding each other accountable. So thank you for that. I needed to hear that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yo, you're appreciated. This is
Thank
for
you.
us. This is what we do.
Yes,
This is for us. And
absolutely.
it is definitely a privilege and an honor for anybody that is able to tune in and check
Yeah,
out our episodes. And at the end of the day, the intentions of these episodes is to drop knowledge and nuggets and to assist all that are going through, some struggles right now.
real
And
talk.
just we are in a position to be vulnerable with you guys and just let you know in real time, like shit just be happening.
Right.
Like
It just
it just
happens.
even so at the end of the day, that control piece, are you in control of your emotions? For sure, for sure. Yeah, be in control of them. Shit's gonna happen, but it doesn't mean you have to go off on the deep end and like
Right.
throw the whole. It'd be like me, like the shit didn't start on time, and me just like canceling the
The
whole
whole
podcast for
thing.
what?
Right.
All over just being late. But what is late? No, we're always on time. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
type that's
That's
real. That's
real.
real. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
That's
be in
real.
control of that shit.
Right. I love that.
So but yeah, thank you for like always just being who you are and sharing your voice. I'm glad you discovered it and I'm glad you're utilizing it
Right.
because it does definitely it does assist everybody.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean that's it. Oh, by the
Yeah.
way, I got one more thing too.
Yeah.
We do that children's movie night is every third Saturday of the month. So it is coming up on
Yes.
the 18th of February. Can't clap.
Can't wait.
So yeah, so in the movie of choice, which is the movie that I absolutely love and the entire family
Yes.
loves, and I know
And shout
again
out
that
to Rachel.
December is over. And Rachel didn't even know. I didn't even know Rachel requested this movie.
She
I just
did.
actually referenced this movie
Yeah, you did
in
too.
a moment that I was having and was like, that's
Mhm.
why I love Jingle Jangle.
Yes.
That will be the movie because there's so many perspectives and aha moments
Such a
and
good movie.
things that are taking place in there. So the kids are it's interactive. We're gonna ask the kids some questions, some thought provoking questions, so they can start thinking and shifting their perspectives
Yes.
as well. So our little ones need their lives also to
Absolutely.
be transformed because they're in a trance from what 0 to 12. So we want to make sure we're
Right.
suggesting,
Healthy,
healthy,
positive.
positive,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, information.
Yeah.
So there we
Beautiful.
go.
Yep.
Oh man.
Everything is down below
Ah,
where you
yeah,
can
it
find
is down
us.
below, y'all.
Link, connect, join our Bits of Tea group on Facebook.
Yes.
Family, we want to like be involved with y'all. Like we want to have conversations. We
For
want you
sure.
guys to feel safe. We
Mm,
want you guys to transcend with us.
yeah,
Okay. So push past the fear. Like
yeah.
join the party. Like it's okay. Just know that.
Absolutely.
Are we ready to wrap it up?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, cool. Thank you guys so much for tuning in as always. Please share this conversation, like, share, subscribe.
Yeah.
All the links are down below.
Begin the day
And
with love.
fill the day with love. End
End
the
the
day
day
with
with
love.
love.
Peace.
Peace.